A long way away. The movie starts off on the moon, far away from planet Earth. An astronaut named Ada is on a mission. She's blowing up rocks, and as the pieces are flying and exploding, she gets distracted by the Earth and doesn't notice where her laser is pointing. The news feed on the ship's radio is talking about the COVID-19 pandemic and how it's affecting the inhabitants of the planet. She begins to worry and gets even more distracted. She's been away for months and misses home very much. The loneliness has gotten to her as she has no companion on the mission other than her ship's AI. In her distracted moment, she doesn't notice her hand slipping and slowly pushing the lever, increasing the intensity of the laser. The beams shoot out and hit a large mountain, and it begins to crack and break into pieces, which go flying everywhere. Suddenly, the screen goes to black. Slowly, her eyes begin to open and Ada breaks from her unconscious spell. The spaceship is on its side from the impact of the explosion and uses its arm to bring itself back upright. As Ada comes to her senses and feels her head for any injuries, the ship's AI begins to talk to her and informs her that the hull has been breached and she's losing oxygen fast. Her oxygen levels are down to 35% and she must get back to the lunar base before her supply runs out. She quickly turns the ship around and begins her journey back. As she's speeding through, she's zigzagging her way across in order to evade large chunks of rocks and using the ship's arm to cast away any pieces which are coming directly at her. Determined to get back to base, she notices her oxygen levels have dropped down to 3%. She nears the lunar base and quickly gets her ship into the hangar and closes the door. As she steps out of her ship, she looks down. She's tense as she comes to terms that she's just barely made it. She looks out of the window and onto the lunar surface. She's still worried about Earth, missing her family and her life there. As she's doing this, the ship's AI informs her that her mission has been cut short and she's going back home.